I thought the Dane dog that was breaking apart our 160-pound couches would only stay at my house for 7 days. But that's not what happened. What he did on a cold February night at 5:46 is the strongest reason my little baby is safe today. I was living in a small house in Denver. My husband worked on oil rigs in the Gulf and came home every 3 weeks. Before my baby Rosie and I went to sleep every night, I would check the door lock 3 times. I didn't want anything to happen to Rosie. Even thinking about it made me angry. That day, my friend called me. "This dog is wearing me out. Can you take care of him for 10 days?" she asked. She promised she would take him back. But she never called me again. She had abandoned him. Odin was a clumsy and enormously large dog. He had been abandoned 4 times. This became his 5th abandonment. In fact, he had knocked down the grandmother of his previous owner, Angelia. The woman, who spent a long time in the hospital, never wanted that dog in her home again. When Odin came home, he didn't greet me. He walked straight into the house as if he had lived there before. The first 3 days were complete chaos for us. But this chaos was a smokescreen for what he was actually doing in our home. He became a true guardian angel for my daughter Rosie. On Friday, I was watching them from the doorway. Rosie climbed up on the couch with a hairbrush in her hand. For 25 minutes without a break, she combed Odin's head. This became a great hobby for Odin. His chin could reach the table. With his tail, he would knock everything off the counter. The 10-day accommodation agreement made for Odin had reached its 90th day. Odin had started sleeping at the door of Rosie's room, in the hallway, like a massive, breathing speed bump. This was his daily routine. Every morning at 5:30, I would find him awake. He was constantly watching the stairs. I thought this was just an interesting habit. I couldn't understand that he was preparing for what was going to come through our back door. That day, at 5:46, I woke up to a sound I had never heard before. It didn't sound like barking. It was like an earth-shaking lion's roar. I was terrified at that moment. I couldn't breathe. I gripped the door until my knuckles turned white. I ran toward the hallway. Odin was standing on the stairs. His muscles were locked. His eyes were fixed on the sliding glass door downstairs. The motion sensor I had installed at home for security was flashing. There was a shadow in front of the door. Someone was trying to open it. At that moment, I immediately grabbed Rosie in my arms and ran toward my room. Odin was acting as if he was going to smash through the door. I called 911 emergency services. At that moment, the man raised his head. He saw my enormous dog inside, baring his teeth. He ran away. The police arrived about 10 minutes later. They found pry marks on the doorframe. I learned from the police that he had broken into 3 of our neighbours' homes that same night, using the same method. Only our house he couldn't get into. The police looked at Odin. "You don't need to worry about that door anymore, Mum," he said. "Rosie is now 4 years old. She still combs his head." When my husband asked whether we should get a security system, I looked at Odin and just smiled. Our security system already weighs 160 pounds. If your dog has ever protected you like this, you can understand how I feel. What do you think about dogs' instincts? Do you have a story like this?